Meri Brown reveals she is cordial with her former sister wives, but doesn't seek them out to have a friendship. Meri Brown opens up about her evolving relationships with former sister wives post-polygamous lifestyle on a podcast episode. Read more. Meri Brown recently shared insights into her evolving relationships with her former sister wives following her departure from the polygamous lifestyle. On the June 10 episode of the Misunderstood podcast, Meri disclosed that her interactions with Janelle, Christine, and Robin Brown have become less frequent compared to previous years. Despite leading more independent lives now, they still maintain an amicable relationship when they do meet. Meri expressed that while she engages in polite conversations with her former sister wives when they do cross paths, she no longer actively seeks to maintain close relationships with them. She emphasized that since separating from Cody and stepping away from the family over a year ago, she has been focusing on personal growth and self-improvement. Acknowledging the importance of surrounding oneself with supportive individuals, Meri highlighted the initial challenge she faced in accepting that her decision to separate was the right one. Having grown up in a polygamous environment, she grappled with the unfamiliarity of life outside that setting. She reflected on the significance of familial bonds, but also drew from her experiences with her own siblings, some of whom she interacts with daily, weekly, or only during significant life events. Meri's journey post-separation has involved adapting to a new way of life and navigating the complexities of changing relationships while prioritizing her personal growth and well-being. T.J. Holmes admits to being angry as hell after GMA3 exit. T.J. Holmes reflects on departure from GMA3, expressing gratitude towards ABC News despite relationship revelation. T.J. Holmes recently opened up about his departure from GMA3 and the complex emotions he experienced during that time. In a recent episode of their podcast, Amy and T.J., recorded live in New York City on June 10, Holmes, aged 46, reflected on his time at ABC News with a mix of appreciation and frustration. Despite leaving ABC News and their roles on GMA3 in January 2023 due to the revelation of their relationship, Holmes expressed gratitude towards the network. Even though ABC News stated that their off-camera relationship didn't violate any policies, it was deemed to cause disruptions internally and externally. Following discussions with Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes, ABC News decided that it was best for both parties to part ways. The network acknowledged their talent and dedication over the years while expressing gratitude for their contributions. During the podcast, Holmes acknowledged their initial anger towards ABC News, but highlighted that with time and reflection, they came to understand and appreciate the network's decision. He mentioned that despite the challenges they faced, being put together by ABC News ultimately led them to a path of improved health and happiness, resulting in a better place than they had ever been in their adult lives. After their relationship became public in November 2022, Holmes and Robach faced intense media scrutiny due to their working relationship while still being privately separated from their respective spouses. Following the public attention, Holmes finalized his divorce from Meri Fibig, while Robach concluded her divorce from Andrew Shue in March. Despite the challenges, both Holmes and Robach have moved forward positively, focusing on their well-being and happiness. Bachelor Joey Graziadei reveals the unconventional talk he had with Charity Lawson in the fantasy suite. Bachelor Joey Graziadei reveals the unconventional talk he had with Charity Lawson in the fantasy suite. Joey Graziadei discussed careers, money, and the future with Charity Lawson on the Trading Secrets podcast. The fantasy suite is usually the only time a bachelor or bachelorette couple spends away from the cameras while filming the show. Joey Graziadei recently shared what he and Charity Lawson talked about during their private night together on her season of The Bachelorette. When asked by host Jason Tartick on the June 10 episode of the Trading Secrets podcast if they discussed careers, money, or what the future would look like, Graziadei revealed that they did. The tennis pro emphasized the importance of understanding what comes next in a public relationship and how they want to navigate it. Although Graziadei and Lawson, who later got engaged to Dotun Olubeko, didn't delve deeply into these topics, Graziadei believed it was crucial to broach the subject for the success of their potential relationship post-show. Graziadei expressed that it would be unwise not to have such discussions to understand each other's aspirations. After leading season 28 of The Bachelor and getting engaged to Kelsey Anderson, Graziadei shared that he and Anderson spent at least an hour in the fantasy suite discussing their future together. Anderson mentioned that she was willing to live their lives publicly as long as it didn't negatively affect their relationship. Tate Holmes credits Amy Robach for literally helping save my life amid his darkest days. TJ Holmes, former GMA3 host, openly discussed battles with alcohol, depression, and suicidal thoughts on the Amy and TJ podcast in NYC when TJ Holmes joined GMA3 in September 2023. It was supposed to be a time for joy and celebration. However, this significant moment in his career was overshadowed by one of the toughest periods in his life. During the latest episode of their podcast, Amy and TJ, which was broadcast live in New York City on June 10, the former GMA3 host, aged 46, openly discussed the challenges he faced, including battles with alcohol, depression, and suicidal thoughts. At one point, his mental health deteriorated to the extent that he found himself sleeping on a bench on the streets at night. "I didn't realize how bad things had gotten," he shared. "I would wander the streets in the middle of the night because I couldn't bear to go home, and I ended up sleeping on a bench on 14th Street, just west of Union Square in Manhattan. I must have been the most well-dressed homeless man out there." Robach, who saw him in a way no one else did, played a crucial role in helping him overcome his depression by introducing him to running. Holmes expressed his gratitude, saying, "She didn't let me give up on myself. I truly believe she played a significant part in saving my life." In response, Robach, aged 51, humbly downplayed her impact during Holmes' challenging times. "You were the one who saved yourself. You truly did, and we became the closest of friends," she expressed to Holmes. "We were good friends before, but when we began co-anchoring that show together, it was incredible to witness your transformation into the best version of yourself. I knew your heart, I knew your brilliant mind, and I could see you were struggling. Sometimes all you need is a friend. Sometimes all it takes is one person to believe in you." The duo dedicated long hours to GMA3, commencing their journey together in the